Hello and good day to you all. Now today we're going to talk about the arterial blood supply to the brain. We shall focus primarily on those blood vessels that give rise to the Circle of Willis, and we'll also look at the cortical supply territories. Now the brain receives its blood supply via two arterial routes. There's the vertebral arteries and the internal carotid arteries. The vertebral artery is derived from the subclavian artery, which in turn branches off the aorta, while the internal carotid artery is a branch of the main carotid artery. The supply can be split into that for the hindbrain and the forebrain. The supply to the hindbrain comes from two vessels, the vertebral arteries and the basilar artery, which is formed by the fusion of the vertebral arteries at the junction of the medulla oblongata and the pons. Now there are three cerebellar arteries. Two supply the inferior surface of the cerebellum, while one supplies the superior surface. The posterior inferior cerebellar artery arises from the vertebral artery, just below the olive, while the anterior inferior cerebellar artery arises from the caudal end of the basilar artery. The superior cerebellar arteries branch off the basilar artery at the junction of the pons and the cerebral peduncles, while the pontine arteries run across the surface of the pons. These vessels together constitute the hindbrain supply. Now, similarly to the cerebellum, there are three cerebral arteries. The posterior cerebral arteries branch off the basilar artery just superior to the superior cerebellar artery, while branches of the internal carotid arteries give rise to the middle cerebral artery, from which emerges the anterior cerebral artery. The middle cerebral arteries are connected to the posterior cerebral arteries by the posterior communicating artery, while the anterior cerebral arteries are connected together via the anterior communicating artery. Now these arteries together form the Circle of Willis. The cerebral cortex is supplied by the three cerebral arteries. The anterior cerebral artery supplies the anterior two-thirds of the medial surface of the cortex, as well as the frontal pole. The posterior cerebral artery supplies the posterior third of the medial surface of the cerebrum and the occipital pole, while the middle cerebral artery supplies the lateral surface of the cerebrum.